Good morning. Today is the 5th of the 11th, 2024. That's my door. I'll be 2 seconds. I'm back. My apologies. I accidentally locked my wife out, as you do. So today is the 5th of November 2024. Here in the UK, it's Guy Fawkes Day or Bonfire Night. So there'll be lots of fireworks and campfires later. And obviously election day. So we could see a bit of a volatile market today and tomorrow. So it'd be interesting to see how it goes. On the subject of news, let's see what news could move the market today. Obviously we've got that one, don't see that often, presidential election lasting all day. And then we've got PMI coming in at 10, S&P, so PMI again at 9:45, that's the composite and services. And that's it really for today. So just keep an eye on 9:45 and 10 AM, which could see some movement in the market. And let's get on with the levels. It's pretty much levels are not far off what we've been seeing the last few days. I made a slight adjustment to one of my levels. I was watching 57.35, and although I was watching that level, I took a great bounce yesterday right at this point on the bounce of that 57.26 level. Let's just get my pen up, which is loading, come on. And you can see that's a nice level from going back to early October. And so my readjustment, my level is based on that area there. So I'm watching 57.26 for the bounce. In fact, I'm watching this entire zone actually for the bounce. Oh, this zone here. And you can see why we had quite a lot of bounces on that level. We did break down a few times, and the same over here. So this is the area I'm watching again today for a bounce, and I'll be targeting this area if we come into that zone. And then like yesterday, if we get another V bottom, then I'm waiting for it to come out of that zone again before I go long. That's exactly what I did yesterday. As it broke over the first that 57.35, that's where I went long, stop at the low of the day, and it was a great trade. I think it hit 3, possibly 4, and then it came back down, came back in, and exactly the same trade again. On the go to the 5 minutes, a bit more clearer. Where were we? So that's the trade I took. That one there. It was just in front of my level, and I trailed it all up to the top. I believe that. Let's get my timings right. In 9:35, yeah, exactly that. Just after the open, and then my actual level wasn't until we got down into this area here, and it came in, touched the area, and came out. So that would have been a great trade as well. Hard trying to find a stop loss on the 5 minute legs. It's quite a wide range, but it's these V bottoms we see a lot of at the moment. We don't get much confirmation. I like to see double bottoms, but I'm just playing the V bottoms, basically using the bottom of that and break out of that, and I'm using the 2 minute chart for my entries. And we'll go back to the 2 minute, you see a much better entry here. So basically my entry yesterday was there, and my stop was there, and I took profit there. So decent trade, and that was about, I think that was about 3R roughly, 3 to 4R. Let's just find out. Here we go. 4R. So I got out around about the 4 mark, and then as it pulled back, in fact I got out originally here when it hit my 3-hour target, and then I trailed out around, I think it was there. I think I trailed out when it pulled back. I was just trailing up and it took me out. So I got around, it would have been 3 hour in total, I think it was. So decent trade, and also took the short on NASDAQ from that level back down to there. So a decent trade in the pre-market as well. So decent day. Hopefully try and replicate that again today. I was a bit short of my level, but I don't look for an actual line in the sand. I'm looking for an area. So I define the areas on the hourly chart. So that's my area I was watching. It came close to it, and then, but we're also watching this area today as well. 57, 26, all the way up to 57. So it's a big area to watch for a bounce. And the only problem we've got now is because we've been down there. We've touched it once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. Came close, and then came through it. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times. You know, that's why I made an adjustment to my level. Are we going to bounce there again, or are we going to push down like we did yesterday? But it seems to be holding, because it still held that level a bit later on in the day. So that's my bounce area. I'm also looking for a break and retest long of the pre-market high. So if we break out, pull back into that region, then I'm looking to go long. And my first target will probably be yesterday's high. You can see this area of confluence there, but obviously the main target will be this 5800 region, and that's where I'm watching for a reject as well. So same level as yesterday. Came in perfectly a couple of days ago. Great short that was. So I'll be watching that again, and that's it. Quite simple. Looking for the bounce in this region, looking for the rejection in this region, and I'm looking to play continuation of this little uptrend. If we break into the pre-market high, pull back, long. Short wise, if we do lose this level, then I may consider a break and retest. You can see it's quite a significant level, which is why we bounced there quite a few times. We've got all these tops here, we've got tops here, all these bottoms, got these bottoms now. So it's either going to bounce and push up, or we're going to lose that region. So I'm looking for a break and retest short if we do get past it. Notice the lack of volume. If we do get below that area, and then we do have volume coming back in, happens to be that area there, so that'll be our next bounce point if we do break down, and that region is around 56.80, 56.75. Let's just put that in anyway. And what I'm looking at there is area of confluence. I've got the last pivot in that area of confluence, tops of candles, bottoms of candles, and then you can see we kind of held that area. Plus we've got high volume on the volume profile here as well, almost the point of control, but not quite, because this is the highest volume. So this is where the next highest volume is, in this region. So you think if we do come down, this will be a good bounce point. Moving on to SPY next, and let's look at the order flow quickly while we're on ES. So you can see something a little bit unusual. Price action going high, or price action going high, and then cumulative delta, and price dropped, cumulative delta dropped, and then price went up, cumulative delta went up, price came down, cumulative delta continued to rise, a little bit of a dip, then it pushed up again, and then we pushed up, we should expect it, and then it went sideways, and we still pushed up a little bit, and then we sold off. So it's almost there, not quite. So nothing looking like reversals at the moment, but when I was looking at it earlier, I was watching it go sideways here as the price was still rising here. You can see that, and that'll explain why we saw the big sell-off. Maybe that's the cumulative delta was waiting for, and that's probably what you expect to see, something like that. Cumulative delta divergence, I meant, sorry. So basically when the price is not following through, but we've got lots of buyers coming in, so it means the sellers absorbing those buyers, and then finally the sellers win and we see the price drop down. Other than that, I don't see anything else unusual. The point of controls and the candles are all a bit random. There's nothing really lining up, and we're not really buying any of the levels we're watching as well. So we're right in between the zones. So I wouldn't personally be looking at order flow until we get up here or back down to this region here, and that's when I'll be looking for a particular reversal, and that's when I'll be looking for cumulative delta divergence. Lots of stacked orders in the direction I want the trade to go, unless it's near the level, and they could be just limit orders, firing like stop losses and stuff. Let's move on to SPY. Same as ES, watching this zone here for a bounce. That's around 568. We've also got this 566 zone. If I zoom out, you can see big area there. There's some big reactions when we last came down to that region, especially that last time we came in here, and then we had this big move up. So haven't been back down there since. So if we get back to that level, watch for a bounce. Again, like in ES, we can watch this entire zone. Watching for the break and retest of pre-market high. And again, a bit like ES, that would have broken that downtrend, which might have already done already. Push for the long, and then we've got this region here, 575 for the rejection. And the same with pre-market low. If we lose pre-market low, we can watch this region here for a break and retest short down into these levels. And that could be our first target, that could be our second target. SPX, pretty much the same. Nothing's really changed, we're just playing between those levels. So yesterday, came into that area there, 5700. What time was that yesterday? About 11:30. So the level's still working. You see it came in there. And again, even though it's a line, it's a little bit higher, I don't see it as a line, I see it as a zone. So it's a zone I'm watching, that region. So we can keep an eye on 5700. Oh, one. If we looking for a long and we're below that area, then I don't really want to go long into overhead resistance on SPX. I really want SPX to be above the area of support to also make the trade work out better. And again, if we're looking for a short on ES, I don't want SPX to be over the levels we're watching, because we'll be coming down into support again there. We want it to be below, acting as resistance, above, watching it push down. So that's why I keep an eye on SPX. NQ, had a nice pre-market trade on NQ on that yesterday. I think I went short about, I think it was there. It was there actually. Rolled it down like that candle. So NQ, let's see what we've got going on. We've got this trend line. And you want to see it either there or there. Let's use the bodies. If we break down below that pre-market low, we can use that as a break and retest short, and that's at 20,100. Otherwise, hard to go long pre-market high. We do have, I suppose we've got yesterday's high, decline in volume as well on the profile, but we can watch for a break and retest long into this region here. And I do quite like this 2280 area for the rejection, this region here. Looking at volume, anything unusual? High volume on these 2 days, and then reduced volume yesterday. On the pullbacks, kind of what you expect to see on a pullback. It's gonna be I think it's going to be a difficult day today because of the elections, and if Trump wins, then we may see some movement in things like Bitcoin and DJT and stuff. And I'm not quite sure how the rest of the market will respond if Harris wins, but we'll know that tomorrow. Next up is QQQ. We'll have a look at Bitcoin in a second. We've got this nice area here, just top pivot here, this zone coming to play again there. Decent area of confluence. Bottom of that pivot. Bottom of these pivots, double bottom. So I do quite like 486 again for the bounce. I really do like that area. And also I like this region as well, 480 to 478 for the bounce as well. If we get back down to there. Break and retest pre-market high. If we can find a good entry, bear in mind we'll be going long into overhead. Resistance on this area, confluence as well. You can see a bit of volume has come in over that side as well. So hard to go long into that area, but we can use that as a scalp. And then if we lose this area, which is the 483.91, 484 area, let's watch for a break and retest short. If we take the pre-market low, break and retest short, then we can use this as an add as well if we're still in it. Oil is coming right up into this region again, up to that trend line. I know the trend line is probably invalid now. So let's keep an eye on, got this point of control area, so let's keep an eye on this area here for potential rejection into this trend line, which could be still be in play. In fact, let's zoom out a bit. Let's make some adjustments. We could be still holding that area there. See, if we hold that area, that low pivot still in play. If we bring that down a bit, there we go. It might be a little bit more accurate. Kind of leaves us back in that zone still, so we're still within this triangle, and made a slight adjustment now. So kind of we've got had a few attempted breakdowns there, whereas originally it looked like it was definitely breaking down on the old trend line. And then we've got some better levels now to play with as well. So this point of control, we're still quite like that area, potentially into that top trend line for the rejection. And I think that's it really. You can watch this area, this region as well. Quite a lot of volumes coming in that area. So this entire section we can watch from. Oh, why is it got that? So this entire section from 73 all the way down to where we are right now, pre-market high for the rejection. And then I'd also quite like this region up here for the rejection into that trend line if we get there today or the next few days. But I'm not a big fan of oil right now. But we can also watch the break and retest of pre-market high over these pivots. Gold. Looks like it's setting up a bit of a head and shoulders pattern. Got this left shoulder, got the head. Is this the right shoulder or part of the head? And maybe we can watch for a right shoulder. If we break out over pre-market high, I do quite like the break and retest long over that 200 moving average. And then we've got some more levels now to play with. So 2770 rejection area, and obviously got all-time highs up here. And then 2800, psychological number. Oh, it's weird. It's a keyboard shortcut I'm doing, which is changing that. What is that? Alt P. Oh, I don't like that at all. Oh, I know, because I use Control Alt P when I want my pen to come on screen, and if I don't have to Control Alt press down, I'm doing Alt P. That's why it's changing. Okay, I now know why that's doing that. So 2800 is a psychological number, so that's big area, and it's also the previous all-time high as well. So we're like that for the rejection still. RTY. The only place I can see for a bounce is down here really, at 2200. Previous area as well, not much volume, a little bit of volume down there, not a great deal. Otherwise we've got this point here, big area of confluence, tops and bottoms candles, bottoms of candles, tops of candles, tops there, bottoms here, bit of confluence there. So we can also watch this region as well, 2220 for the bounce. And if we lose that area, we'll watch for a break and retest short, or break and retest over pre-market high. I do quite like that because the pre-market highs come right into a level we're watching as well. Look at this big area of confluence So I do like the pre-market high, which is 22.36, break and retest long. But bearing in mind, going higher over that, it's going into this point of control as well, which is another massive area on this chart. You can see all of this area, big area of confluence, tops and bottoms of candles, lots of touches there. So it'd be hard trying to get through, which is probably why we've rejected it where we have. YM, which is the Dow Jones. In fact, I do quite like the break and retest. Short, pre-market low, higher risk. Yesterday low is my favourite one, purely because of the void below. And we've got the trend line below. Let's see what any areas of confidence are. There's a little bit of volume in this region. Let's find, that's a level there. Basically I'm looking where there's most touches or pivots. It's a zone, you could call it between about there. So 41,500 for the bounce, or it's a target if we're short of the yesterday's low. And then finally Bitcoin, I think it dropped right down to 68 at one point. Oh, 67, look at that, 66. But we're back up there again. Let's go on to the daily for this one. Okay, so we've been talking about this zone here, that zone there, tops of those pivots, bottoms of these. I said if it comes back down to here is a good buy area. I know I added on that pivot, but there's another good add down here at 66,500. And if we can get over 69, then potentially we'll be pushing out for the double top again. So let's keep an eye on this Bitcoin. I think this might be one which will see a big push up if Trump wins the election, purely because he's advocating Bitcoin. So that might be a decent one. So my ads, hopefully my ad was a good ad there, but we'll find out. I might add a little bit more if we come back down to this region, but we'll see how that goes today. And I think that's it really. ES and the order flow is looking as expected. It's looking pretty bearish if you ask me on ES right now. This is a daily. We've got this big move down, bit of a bear flag setting up there. Break of that level, which is 57.37. The reason we've not broken yet is because it's a big area of confluence. You can see all along through there, all this zone here. You can see why we're not broken down yet, because we're kind of holding these pivots. And look at the volume spikes on the left. We've got this volume spike there, we've got this volume spike there on the profile. So we know there's a lot of orders sitting around that area, and we've bounced there, rejected a few times, bounced a few times, and bounced a few more times. So if we do lose this area, we could be looking at the next leg down. Next leg down will be probably this region here. That region there is our next leg down if we lose it. So let's see what happens today. Okay, that's it. Thank you for watching. I've got my order flow stream up on the other screen right now, which looks a bit like that. Keep an eye on that when we get to the reversal areas, and even the break and retest of pre-market high and low to see whether there's any clues. And mastering order flow basically gives you X-ray vision into the market. Right, if you're voting today, don't forget to go out and vote. Obviously UK based, and I'm not got anything to do with it, but I think it's important for you to vote. If you've got a say in how things are run, then go and do it. And then tonight I will be playing with fireworks and bonfires. Looking forward to that. Okay.